Beautiful people. I'm never quite sure when I'm actually streaming live. Sometimes it takes a minute. Let me just lead by saying I am very excited about tonight's live. And for those of you who are tuning in after this was live, I encourage you to check out the pinned comment below. That way you can skip straight ahead into the 5 secrets or into the closing tarot messages if that's why you're here. But feel free to stick around for the entire video. There will be gems throughout. This has been a long time coming. The Alchemist, hi, welcome in. Happy to have you here. I can only assume this thumbnail called to you as a fellow alchemist. Divine Feminine. Shuffling my deck just to get some energy on it. So in order of events this evening is we're of course going to do 3 rounds of breath and a little bit of sound bowl, because no matter what I do, live lecture, tarot, I always want to set the energy and allow us to further connect. So we're going to do a little bit of sound, 3 rounds of breath, and then we're going to dive right in after that to tonight's topic, which is all about 5 secrets to alchemize your divine feminine sensuality for success. And this can apply in business, in love, or just in your everyday life. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You can work a 9 to 5. It is going to be of benefit to you regardless. So if you're here for it, let me know in the chat. Drop a 333. Happy to have you here. And let me go ahead and grab my sound bowl. We're going to begin with that 3 rounds of breath and sound. And then I want to get right into the topic because truthfully, I'm excited. I'm excited about the topic. New Waters, welcome in, 333. Happy to have you. Happy to have you back. So I notice sometimes the live will start to accumulate people, but then when I take a moment to do the 3 rounds of breath and the sound for 60 seconds, I lose some people. And that's okay. That is actually, I'm going to go ahead and give you a bonus secret to sensuality right now before we get into the topic. And that is one that I've had to learn the hard way, which is slowing down. When you slow down, you allow yourself to better be enveloped by your environment, to better exude that electricity and your magnetism out into the world, to better attract back in what it is that you're putting out. Instant manifestation, as some may refer to it as, for the divine feminine. So instead of rushing straight to the topic, we're going to take 3 deep rounds of breath, play the singing bowl for 60 seconds, and then we'll get to tonight's topic. Of course, we have my lovely moderator, Sunny in LA. Thank you. You keep the trolls at bay. You show up for me and the collective every single week, and I am truly grateful for you. So tonight's topic is, if you can't tell by the title, it's for my divine feminine. I've been shifting my focus. As much as I love talking about the chosen ones, I've realized as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, as a spiritual teacher, you're not for everyone. And sometimes when you try to teach or sell to everyone, you don't get your message across to your target audience, to those who are truly meant to hear it and receive it. So with that being said, my content moving further, my divine knowledge is going to be focused around the divine feminine energies, okay? But there is plenty of content here for the rest of you to tune in, for my masculines who as well have been supporting me. And of course, to be clear, there is always, we all possess both feminine and masculine energies. But when I'm referring to my divine feminine tonight, I am referring to my women with wombs, to be clear. All right, without further ado, If you're in a safe and comfortable space to do so, you might close your eyes, allow the shoulders to relax away from your ears, emptying all of the air out of your lungs. And then we're going to take 3 rounds of breath together, breathing in deeply through the nose, holding at the top, and then letting it go. Once again, breathing in deeply through your nose, filling up your lungs, your chest, and your belly in that order. Holding, this time releasing back through the nose in a slow and steady stream. And for our final round of breath together, the deepest inhale you've taken all day, in through the nose. Taking that extra sip at the top if you can manage. And then let it go heavy. We're going to take one bonus round of breath together. Since we are focusing on divine feminine womb energy, we are going to breathe once more into our creative space, our sacral chakra, the second chakra just above the root, and that is associated with the color orange. So about 2 inches beneath your navel and about an inch inward. I want you to focus on that area. And as you take a deep breath in through the nose, you may imagine a bright, glowing orange orb expanding from your sacral chakra. Holding and then releasing. Lovely. Okay. We're going to play the singing bowl for 60 seconds because, as I said, slowing down is key. Turn your volume down if you need to because it may come through on your end loud. I know it's much more potent and powerful on my end. I don't think this microphone quite picks up how it does for me in my space. So in 3, 2, 1. A little bit of feedback from the table tonight, but let me know in the chat. Did you feel this frequency in any specific chakra or area of the body? Let me know. All right. So tonight's live topic is, as the thumbnail says, we're talking all about the divine feminine, using your sensuality, that sacral chakra, creative womb space energy, to manifest and attract the success that you desire, whether that be in love, in business, or just simply in your everyday life. And so I want to open just by giving the definition that the Oxford Dictionary provides online, because it gives two definitions. And tonight we're leaning more towards that second one. Welcome in from Brazil. Yes, it is light with the microphone. I'm going to have to put something underneath it so that it amplifies better. Thank you for sharing, The Alchemist. Thank you for sharing, Real Furious, your crown. So 2 crown chakras, and New Water said third eye. Okay. So let's begin with what the dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary, states that sensuality is. The first definition is the enjoyment or expression or pursuit of physical, especially sexual pleasure. Now, that is not what we're focusing on tonight. Tonight, we're focusing on the second definition, which is the condition of being pleasing or fulfilling to the senses. We're taking out that idea that sensuality is only for the bedroom. And I encourage you to check out a recent live that I did that was how to practice practical magic, in which I talk about this. And I even give some other great pieces of advice regarding the divine feminine there. But I really want to take away this idea that sensuality is all about the bedroom and your sexuality. Sensuality and sexuality are not synonymous. And many sensual practices for the divine feminine have been over actualized. I don't think I can say that word so many times on YouTube without getting flagged. And so it has been overtly and overly actualized, and or it's perceived in that way because it's centered around the male gaze. So this is where shame comes in around many ancient practices that us women used to participate in. And so a takeaway from tonight, and this is no offense because men are our divine counterparts. However, when we decenter men from these practices, it allows us to activate our inner creative energy directly from our womb space, directly from our portals, okay? Our portals between worlds, and activate our sacred womb space. And so, once again, sensuality isn't just for the bedroom. It is about your 5 senses. So, a few little pieces of advice before we hop into the 5 secrets. When we talk about the 5 senses, let's talk about a few 3D ways you can amplify your sensuality. One is through touch. Soft skin, moisturizing yourself, moisturizing your lips, moisturizing your hair. It's wearing a sweater that when you touch it, it makes you feel good, not just on your skin, but it feels good to look good. And that's going to be one of our secrets that we'll get to. I'm seeing so many trolls. So once again, thank you, Sunny, for being here. It's crazy to me that when the divine feminine try to gather, if I'm doing tarot, religious trolls come in. If I'm talking about divine feminine, I kind of predicted tonight that it could potentially bring in a lot of maybe men who weren't really wanting to hear that, or maybe women who are triggered by it. I'm honestly not sure. I will never understand people coming to something that they don't want to hear about, but that's neither here nor there. So, touch being one of the first senses. Next, we have taste. So that can be as simple as making sure we have fresh breath, flossing after meals. But deeper than that, making your food experience sensual. So eating your food slowly, slowing down, as we talked about, allowing your palate to be inundated and fully satiated with every flavor and texture that you're experiencing in your food. Okay, your food is your medicine. It is also an experience. Next, we have smell. So odors, making sure we smell good, proper hygiene. This is perfumes, hair product, oils. You don't have to spend a lot in these departments to show up in luxury, to show up confident and show and project out to the world that you know how to take care of yourself. Lastly, we have two more, sight, and that's just physical representation, whatever that is for you. For brown women, I know hair is a huge thing. It is our crown. It's every woman's crown, but because ours is so different and unique, it is a great way to show up and feel good about yourself when your hair is done. Also, your posture. Many people will clock you when you walk in through the door. You can block Jay, please, and thank you. People will clock your energy when you walk in through the door. If you're slouching and unsure and you're not really trying to make eye contact with people, people can sense that and they can try to take advantage of that, especially when you're dealing with predators or narcissists. Okay. They'll come in and they will prey on that lack of confidence, whether that be minuscule, like overusing your resources, taking your time and your energy for granted, or the more sinister of things. I don't need to name that here. So, lastly, out of the five senses, before we hop into the five secrets, sound, your voice, your cadence, how you ride that wave, pauses for reflection and for introspection. I am guilty of this often when I am on live, where I'm trying to get to the next point, especially when I'm scrying and doing tarot. I don't want to miss something, so I speak quickly, or I forget what I had planned to say next in a lecture, even though my notes may be in front of me. And so I use filler words such as uh, and for the person speaking, that pause feels immensely long. But for those of you viewing and listening, when I take a pause, it breeds confidence. I'm comfortable enough in my own skin to pause, take a beat, and then pick up where I left off. And so that is a great one. So those are the five senses, and we want to tap into those in those ways, even though that was very brief, to live a more sensual life. Now, these are, of course, all 3D examples of sensuality. But as we dive deeper into this series, because I'm making this divine feminine sensuality, money mindset, I'm making this an entire series. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned because there's so much more to come. And we'll dive into other videos more into the spiritual practices of sensuality. Okay. So without further ado, if you don't already have a pen and paper, grab one now and let's take some notes. We're going to be talking about 5 secrets for alchemizing your sensuality, whether that be for business, love, or everyday life. And be sure to stick around for numbers 4 and 5 because those two have been game changers for me, tapping into my divine feminine magic. So the number 1, you've heard me say it many times, but we have to talk about it, divine feminine. Becoming a master of your emotions. Ooh, it's so simple in theory, but my, is it complex in application. Most of the things that are best for you are really simple to think about, but very hard to actually begin and remain consistent in. So emotions, even in the tarot deck, they're represented by cups, represented by water, which is feminine energy. Cups can hold space and they can receive, much like the feminine energy. The feminine energy is very much about receiving and me, whereas the masculine is I am. Not that we can't benefit from using I am statements. We most definitely can, especially in business, but especially when you're communicating to the opposite sex. It is your superpower as a woman, as a female, to say, I feel. Now, oftentimes, toxic, parties can describe women's feelings as tumultuous or unleveled. Well, water always will find level, whether that be the ocean, in a cup, in a bowl. So a woman, she's constantly moving, ever flowing, ever streaming, which is why you always hear girls just want to have fun, or girls just want to party, or girls just want to be here or be there. It may not be that you're in a party scene, but many women want to keep moving because they want to have experiences, okay? Whether that be nature hikes or a picnic at the park, whatever your cup of tea is, the divine feminine is free flowing, much like the water. So that being said, we're represented by the cups in tarot, meaning we can hold things, we can receive, and we hold space for others. But it is imperative that we are the master of our emotions and not the other way around. You don't want to let your waters master you. And so this doesn't mean that you don't get upset or you don't feel sad. It just simply means you don't live in that experience and you're able to transmute that energy up to a higher frequency, because as the divine feminine, we feel so deeply. That's where we get our intuition. That is our superpower. So back to communicating to the masculine, when you say, I really hate when you do that. It doesn't even have to be your romantic partner. It could be your brother, anyone. When you say, I really hate when you do that, it bugs me when you do that, it probably really does bug you and your feelings are probably valid. Maybe you asked that person several times not to do that. But feminine energy and her sensual energy, when she's a master of her waters, she says, I feel like maybe you don't respect me when I ask something and then you just do something else. It makes me feel like maybe I'm not being heard or valued in this relationship or dynamic. That comes across much softer, much more feminine, and you're using that cadence of your voice and becoming the master of your waters in order to communicate effectively what it is you need. You don't need to raise your voice or exhibit your dominance over someone else. And this, to be clear, has nothing to do with being weak and everything to do with being strong. The woman who can have raging waters inside of her and still show up and speak kindness from her tongue, from her wands, her words cast spells. That's why they call it spelling. That is when you know you are the true master of your waters, the master of your emotions. Leave a 333 in the chat if that first secret resonated with you. Welcome in, Voyager 2. Yes, exactly. We just want to flow. I wrote something about the divine feminine. I'm going to see if I can have it here. I said, women are always moving because they are water, free flowing and ever changing like the tides of the sea. Yes, water can be contained, but not forever. Even the roughest stone is smoothed by her relentless stream. So I am also a writer, a poet. I am going to cultivate that and share it with you once it's fully formed. Okay, so now we're moving on to sign number 2. This also is a game changer. Anything I'm sharing with you, I've applied it. I apply it in my everyday life. It doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I'm aware of it, and everything starts with self-awareness. Number 2, dress how you want to be treated. Whew. Now, this goes for men and women, but tonight we're talking about my divine feminine. And this is very important because as an athlete my whole life, a collegiate athlete, as someone who's very into fitness, I love being comfortable. I love wearing yoga pants and fitness clothes and just being comfortable. Even though I make sure my hair is done and I look nice and I smell nice, I sometimes just want to be comfortable. But I've realized, especially in this vessel, in this skin, with this hair, okay, if you know, you know, how I show up in environments is a direct reflection of how I feel about myself. And people treat you how they feel about you. Okay, people treat you how they see you. And many of us, depending on the vessel you were bemored with, not blessed, because there's nothing to be less about, depending upon your vessel, some of us do have to go a little more above and beyond. And I don't mean lashes and, hair extensions and all of that. If that is your cup of tea, no shade whatsoever. But it's just about showing up in something, like I said, a nice sweater with a soft texture, making sure that your lips are moisturized. You don't have to have a full face of makeup, but maybe some nice earrings or a simple necklace to add to the aesthetic that you're showing up as. The most important thing about this, because it's not about pleasing the people around you, I want to be very clear with that. It is about when you look good, you feel good, and vice versa. When you feel good about yourself, you look good. And so when you show up well polished, people take stock, whether consciously or subconsciously. They take note of how much you value yourself and how you show up in the world. Therefore, they treat you accordingly. This can be in customer service, a trip to the bank, the restaurant, you name it, it applies. Now, once again, this is not about the male gaze, but this does apply even on a romantic date. So hear me out. When a woman wears her favorite dress, maybe the one that accentuates her in all of the right places. I'm not here today to talk about modesty or what modesty even means. I think that that is discernment for each woman. But her favorite dress, the one that she feels the best in. Now, most often she's not wearing it to impress anyone. Now, she's not dumb. She's aware that in wearing it, she will impress people. And that's an added bonus she's well aware of. But what trumps that is her desire to feel good in it. So you see, even when you anticipate the opposite sex or gender of your desire admiring you in said outfit, the truth is, they'll like it because you like it. In that dress or that outfit, you feel confident, beautiful, and your best self. And so it's always about feeling good in your skin first so that you can radiate that out into your environment. And the rest will follow. Your feminine magnetism that we get from the ley lines that run beneath the earth, the electricity from the sun, pulling those in and radiating it back out. Thank you, Sunny, for letting me know that it's rubbing. I will tuck my necklace back in. I don't even know how it got there. Okay. So, sign number 3, ways to use your sensuality to cultivate success. Number 3, be open to receive. As we talked about in the tarot, the women being cups, holding space, being water energy, we need to be open to receive. When you're out on a date or you're out with friends, even, it doesn't have to be romantic. If someone offers to pay the bill, let them. You can get it next time. You don't have to do the fumble. You don't have to say, no, I got it. It's okay. Because truthfully, in business, or if you're looking to receive that romantic partner of your desire, you're in a state of wanting to receive something. So when the universe bemours you with an opportunity to take something, you would be doing yourself a disservice to turn it down, because then you're signaling to the universe, well, she said you wanted to receive, but then when it's given, she's declining it. So it's confusing to the energy that you're putting out. You have it. You know that you could pay the check on the bill for your friend or the date the next time. Be open to receive. This is even as simple as letting someone hold the door open for you, or letting someone carry a large box into your car. Hold on one moment. Or letting someone carry a large box into your car. When you do this, it's not about saying, I'm weak, I can't carry this, or wanting to lift it up and show just how strong you are. You know you're strong. It's not about exerting your strength or proving you can. It's proving to yourself that it is okay to receive because you deserve it. Period. Now we're at number 4. I said number 4 and 5 were my favorites, so here we go. Number 4 is dance. Dance in front of people, dance at home if you're scared to dance in front of people, dance in the mirror, record yourself so you can see every movement. I particularly love to record myself if I'm taking a class, or even if I'm at home, dance in the mirror. And I apply one of those bonus secrets of slowing down to this. I try to challenge myself to really slow the movement, to undulate, to tap into my sacral chakra and move with ease, with sensuality. This is, if you take nothing away from this video, let this be it. Dancing and moving your hips as a divine feminine really allows you to tune into your feminine energy. There are a few things that make me feel more sensual as a woman than moving my hips. And when you clear and activate that sacral chakra, you allow increased creative energy. You move stagnant energy, maybe energy from past partners that you've stored that you don't even know you're holding on to. And this doesn't matter if you're an artist, a creator, an entrepreneur, or you have a creative hobby of dance. Just do it to get the juices flowing, okay? And I encourage you to pick one of your favorite songs. Hopefully, I'm not hitting the mic again. And really just watch yourself for a solid 5 to 10 minutes. You could take a class or you could do something on YouTube, but challenge yourself to move those hips. Yes, New Waters. I'm glad I am not the only one. It is my absolute favorite thing to do. I was doing that earlier this afternoon. Any opportunity I get to dance and connect with my womb space, I do it because it allows me to show up better for everyone else in my life who receives this energy. And once again, it ties to the more comfortable you are in your skin, the better you show up in all areas of your life. And truthfully, whenever I see a woman belly dancing, doing hula, Polynesian dance, I never think, wow, look at her trying to seduce everyone. I think, wow, that woman is totally in tune with her divine feminine energy, and I am mesmerized. It is something to aspire to. And that is one of those ancient practices that women used to have, but have so many things have been over actualized and have been removed because it's centered around the male gaze and well, you must be doing it for a man, but you're doing it for yourself, okay? And then the men in your life, they'll just benefit from it, okay? Now, number 5, last secret to alchemizing your sensual energy as a divine feminine for success. This is invest in your self development, whether that be a dance class, a fitness coach, a nutritionist, a mentor, or a divine feminine alchemy coach like myself. Click the link in the description or here in the pinned comment if you'd like to schedule a coaching a coaching consult call. And you can learn more about the 12-week program and see if we're a good fit for each other. Now, it doesn't have to be with me, but I do strongly encourage you to invest in personal development. It's something I've done. I truly think everyone should have a coach, a mentor, whatever area of your life you're looking to flourish in. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. We oftentimes spend so much money on trivial things. And then if we only looked back at a year, how much our subscriptions cost, and if we'd applied a fraction of that into a coach, we could take those goals and those desires, that success that we're looking to attain as a divine feminine, and draw it into us so much quicker. And that's going to be part of the money mindset series, that releasing that scarcity mindset, not clinging on to every last penny, because then once again, you're signaling to the universe that you're not ready to receive or that you're in lack and you don't have enough to pay for things, and therefore you're signaling that back out. Well, I just don't have enough, so I'm going to cling on to everything. Your energy is a currency. Money is a currency. When you spend it with the intention of knowing it's coming back to you tenfold, especially if you are spiritually connected and then you're doing the 3D actions on this 3D plane to manifest it. That is the huge part of this. I see so many people who think instant manifestation, or I'm doing all the spiritual things, but are you showing up as the best version of yourself? Are you investing in personal development, or are you just, not that there's anything wrong with this, are you just meditating? Are you just moving your body, but you're not doing anything to elevate it to the next level? And that's what I do as a divine feminine alchemy coach, help you elevate that feminine energy to attract in success. It took me a while to realize this is what I was called to do, because I am very spiritual, I am clairvoyant, I am intuitive, but I'm realizing that I can only give people messages. And it's much like the give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, teach a man to fish, and he'll eat for a lifetime. The teacher in me can give you messages every week on the nose. But if I'm not giving you the tools, if you're not showing up on the personal development level of that, well, then they're just messages. They might as well just be, as the disclaimer says, for entertainment purposes only. Okay. Music is therapy. You know, I heard something powerful the other day that said, the only thing more powerful than love is vibration. That is true. We're often inundated with low frequencies, whether that be someone chirping in our ear, negativity, planting seeds of doubt, the frequency on the radio, the music we listen to, the TV. So many things are throwing us out of our frequency, out of alignment with our actual goals and desires. Okay. So those are the 5 secrets to alchemizing your sensuality. Just to run through those once more. Of course, this is going to be up after it's live, so run it back, take notes, save it. Don't forget to subscribe, because this is just part 1 of this Divine Feminine Sensuality series. Now, once again, besides slowing down, which was your bonus, number 1 was becoming a master of your emotions. Number 2, dressing how you want to be treated. Number 3, being open to receive. It's one thing to say it as an affirmation, I am open and ready to receive, but then when someone tries to help you, you turn it down. And I know as women that can be a hard one. We'll dive deeper in another video, because often we fear strings being attached to receiving from someone, but allow your intuition to lead you. Number 4 is dance. Dance in the mirror, dance for people, dance most importantly for yourself. And number 5, invest in your self-development. Once again, if you're looking for a divine feminine alchemy coach, click the link in the description. You can schedule an initial consult call with me. You can find out what all I offer and see if we're a good fit for one another. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to dive, and we're going to end with 3 messages from the Sacred Oracle Spirit deck. I've been giving a lot of tarot on here. I'm of course going to do a tarot reading next Wednesday as I continue this Divine Feminine series, because it's going to be All Hallows Eve, and the veil is going to be immensely thin. So I have to tap into that. I encourage you to come back. And the Alchemist asks, I'd love to know how you decided to be a coach. Definitely. I encourage you to set up that call, because I'm sure I'll be sharing it more in another one of these series. So make sure you subscribe if you're not already. But so many of the things I've done as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, I've been pregnant. I am a certified pregnancy yoga teacher, a postpartum doula, an athlete, a dancer. So many of the things that I'm very passionate about, meal prepping, plant-based foods for women who are healing in postpartum, have to do with the divine feminine. So it only makes sense that I package all of the knowledge and give it to others. That is my legacy. I feel completely confident in saying that my legacy is sharing my divine wisdom with the collective, because truthfully, my biggest lessons have come through trial and error. Like I said, I've made the mistake of trying to sell or reach everyone, and in doing so, I've missed my target audience. But no more. I'm here for my divine feminine. Women are over 120% more likely to refer other women in business. They're more likely to buy from each other. So, okay. I came up with something funny today. I was thinking, like, women, they want to see themselves in you, okay? And men, they also want to see themselves in you. If you know, you know. And so oftentimes as a woman in business, you get men who just really, 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 I talked about it in the short, not so pretty privilege, or the problem with pretty. And it's that you attract a lot of people who want a moment of your time, but they're willing to invest nothing. They don't show up seeing your value. And as a woman, because we're nurturers and we hold space and we grow up with those preconditioned ways of being, we often in business undersell and undervalue our own services. Okay. Thank you, The Alchemist. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Sunny, you laughed at that. Women want to see themselves in you, as do men. Okay, closing messages for my beautiful divine feminine, my chosen collective. Oh, we got a flyer. I'm looking for 3 messages, so we'll take one from the bottom and one from the top. What do our benevolent ancestors have for us today? I see double mission. I'm going to do 3 cards, but I have to do this one. You have double mission in the subconscious. If you're interested in learning to read tarot, like I said, teach a man to fish. I have a course right now. It's in the description. You can book 45-minute. It's a pre-recorded, so you have forever access to it, and it's an intro to reading tarot. So I love sharing my messages. I love sharing my gifts, but I want to see other people activating and tapping into their own gifts as well. So click the link if you're interested in that. But double mission, this is how I felt. It's taken me all these years of my life to collect all of my knowledge, my certifications, my degrees, because I was supposed to go to law school at 21. And I totally shifted lanes, and it has been a ride, to say the least. But now here I am, confident in everything I have to offer, confident that everything that seemed like it wasn't a piece of the puzzle actually came together to create this beautiful vision. So many of you out there, much like that in your subconscious, you have this double mission, okay? A light worker, a star seed. Serve the world by being you. Serve the world by being you. Like I said, not focusing on everyone, but finding your niche, finding your target audience. What does your ideal client look like? And then reverse engineer that down to attract in those who are going to see themselves in you. And most importantly, see the value in you. Because those who are ready to invest in themselves, they're just going to do it because they value themselves that much. Okay. So we have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. You can't make this up. Surrendering to the alchemy of life. Here we are talking about alchemizing your sensuality for success, and it pops up in the Starseed Oracle deck. Some of you may have been at rock bottom. I'm getting this as a past energy for many of you. And what felt like it was for your demise or out to destroy you is really what cracked you open to be able to say, that's who I am on the inside. I'm this beautiful soul, able to transmute energies. I'm able to take darkness and make it light. I can take light and make it dark. I am the yin, I am the yang, I am the divine feminine, the creator. I am the portal between worlds. And I am no longer going to sit on that power, okay, and act like I'm less than. If that resonates with you, drop a 333 in the chat. Brown Beauty, yes, ma'am, you got it. Surrendering to the alchemy of life. So double mission and surrendering to the alchemy of life. Next, you have Star Brothers, Oris energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. No such thing that this popped out. This was the card that jumped out. And what I get with this is that, you know, this is tailored tonight to the divine feminine energy. And yet I didn't get a chance before my lovely moderator, Sunny, swooped in and got rid of most of them. But it was, you could see when we come together and we gather, that's the word I'm looking for. I need to slow down, take my own advice. When we gather, sometimes that can be threatening to the uninvolved male or even to a woman. I am in no way bashing men. I love men, okay? But I think we show up as women for men in our divine feminine so much better when we tap into it. And we're not trying to be the man and trying to do everything ourselves and rushing around like chickens with our heads cut off. But with this Star Brothers, I'm getting that's that energy that came in tonight, like eating the banana. I always make that reference, like I don't like that shit. Like, they're like, I don't like them gathering, talking about alchemy and sensuality. They're over there talking about some freaky stuff when that's not at all the case. But protection, Oris energy, loyalty, safety, and trust. For many of my divine feminine, this is your actual familial brother in your life who's been protecting you. For some of you, this is a passed on divine masculine energy. But what I'm getting is there's going to be a masculine energy entering your life if it hasn't already. This may be in business. This is going to be someone who is the master of their emotions. They have balanced their divine feminine with their divine masculine, and they know how to show up for you as your counterpart. Okay, they have these eagles on either shoulder showing up much like Isis wisdom or Isis, the Libra, all of that divine wisdom in the tarot. Oris energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. And finally, here, my beautiful collective, you have trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I'm smiling so big from the inside out because truthfully, I talked about riding that wave as a divine feminine, being free flowing, ever moving, not contained, not allowing anyone to dim that light. Water will always find its level. So will you, my beautiful feminine, especially as you keep tuning into these series, taking on this free knowledge. If you're called to the coaching, send me an email or click the link. That way you can book your initial call. But I'm getting for so many of you that time isn't running out. Just like for me, where we're constantly told, oh, 30 under 30 or under by 35, by 40, you have to have all these things in order. But what do you want? What makes your soul sing? Where is your creative energy cultivated from that sacral, from that womb energy? What makes you gleam? Okay. Trust the timing. Know that everything, the distractions, the pivots, the rejection, everything you've experienced led you to this moment, to this video. Thank you for sharing your time, your currency with me. And know that as you continue along this path, it is going to lead you to this greatest version. You can see there's 3 versions of her here, one here, and then one far in the distance. And so this is a great card to remind you to express gratitude. There's a version of you who would have done almost anything to get to where you're at now, but you often forget that little girl or that younger woman, that version of you, because you're so focused on the destination. Don't forget to enjoy the journey. Look back at these past versions of you and give her grace. Give her so many thanks for leading you to where you're at right now. There's so much beauty to come for you. I truly hope you all enjoyed these messages. And please, as I said, save this live, share it with a divine feminine friend who you think could benefit from it. And turn on those notifications because this is going to be a whole series, a whole word with a whole lot of wisdom and knowledge attached to it. So until next time, you're very welcome. I am sending all of the energies who tuned in peace, love, sensuality, and elevation. Namaste and Ase.